This copyrighted telecast of the Western Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the WAC Digital Network. This copyrighted telecast of the Western Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the WAC Digital Network.
Alabama. Cohee, a 6'4" freshman. Here as we get ready to announce the starting lineup for the Wolverines. And Holton, congratulations on the ring.
Thank you.
Do I get to see it?
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry.
Let's see it.
I didn't want to put it on because I don't want to, get a scuff on it or anything. It's actually a really pretty ring.
It's a great ring.
We got the NIT logo on one side, and then our record, or actually it's our number or our name on there, and the WAC champs on the front of it.
I give up 2 years early, and this is what happens. Wolverines will start at guard. Marcel Davis, a 6'1" junior out of American Fork, averaging 7 points a game. At the other guard will be Dante Williams, a 6'4" junior out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, averaging 8.5 points a game. Mitch Brunel will go at one forward, a 6'5" senior out of Boise, Idaho. Zach Nelson will go at a forward, a 6'7" sophomore out of Yuba City, California, averaging 8.3 a game. Mitch Brunel was averaging 12.6 if I failed to mention that. And at center, Boston Grubler, a 6'8" freshman out of Laverton, Utah, will get the start. He averages a point a game. Expect to see Brendan Evans in the ball game fairly early for the Wolverines and start of a new season. Holton,
exactly right.
WAC Wolverines trying to defend their WAC title here, and hopefully they can get those shooting percentages up a little bit. The games I've watched have had the shots that just haven't been going in. Hopefully that'll change tonight.
Yeah, they're definitely getting a lot of open looks when they move the ball. Sometimes they can get a little stagnant offensively when teams pressure them and can take them out of their offenses, and the ball doesn't move very well. But they end up usually getting pretty good shots when they get good ball movement. But as the national anthem was playing and as they were passing out the rings, those poor Seattle guys were standing out there the whole time on the court having to watch everything. If that doesn't light a little fire underneath those guys, I don't know what will. So, and I think it'll be real important for the Wolverines to get off with a good start just to set the tone for the game and kind of kill that fire that's probably lit underneath the Seattle Redhawks right now.
Well, we're excited. We've got the cheerleaders finishing up out there, and the Wolverines still huddled around Coach Dick Kunsaker, who is in his brightest green jacket that you can see. He doesn't need one of those neon flash sticks or whatever you want, because his jacket sticks out like that anyway. So, anyway, we're set to go. And again, Steve Watts back broadcasting some of the home games this year for UVU. Glad to have Holton Hunsaker with us as well. Jumping at center will be Mitch Brunel, and he'll go against Jack Crook. Crook's got the decided height advantage here. Ball in the air, and Mitch Brunel wins the tip. Marcel Davis will hop across the timeline, and he'll face up against Isaiah Unipig. Over now to Zach Nelson, top the key to Williams. Dante Williams, ball above his head, working to the left wing, back to Williams, snaps the pass into the middle to Zach Nelson. He'll wheel and put up a shot, off the iron, no good, heartbreak. Zach gets the rebound back, gives it up to Marcel Davis, and his three-pointer is good. So
Coach Untaker's always said the best three-pointers of the game are one's offensive rebound. So great effort by Zach and a good shot by Marcel.
Nice to see the Wolverines get the three-point basket. Crook with it right at the elbow at the free throw line. Hands it back to Flora. Flora drives in, a little jump hook with the right hand, no good, and a strong rebound taken out of there by Boston Gubler. Ahead to Williams, now to Marcel Davis straight away, and he'll set up the attack. It looks like Seattle's setting up in a little zone defense right now.
Yeah, initially looked like a 2-3, now looks like extended with a 1-2-2.
Yeah, 1-2-2 it looks like, and they might disguise it a little bit. In the corner, Williams bouncing it down low to Zach. Hooks a pass over to Gubler, and a little jump shot, no good, but Gubler gets it back and misses the easy one. A rebound again by Mitch Brunel, so the Wolverines attacking the offensive glass. Brunel is claiming he's in the act of shooting. Let's see, they're going to say it's out of bounds.
Yeah, it's definitely to the offensive team's advantage because, you know, there's no assignment with the block out. You don't have your guy that you're blocking out, so the zone is definitely the best way to offensive rebound.
Ball comes into Williams. Now he'll center it back out to Marcel Davis. To Williams on the baseline goes Brunel. Bounce it down low to Gubler. Kicks it to Williams. Now to Marcel. They'll swing to the right side where Zach's going to have a three-pointer blocked by Jack Crook. And Seattle comes out of it with the basketball. Flora across the timeline. Angle right, goes hard to the glass, loses it out of bounds off his thigh, and it'll be Wolverine basketball on the turnover.
Great help by Mitch Brunel as Flora tried to attack the lane line there on Zach Nelson. Probably thought he had a little bit of a mismatch, and Mitch got a hand in there to knock the ball off of Flora.
Seattle now with a little half-court pressure. They do average 13 turnovers a ball game. Dante Williams will force one up and in. A little running floater from the right angle. Dante Williams on the board with his first two. Wolverines score the first five. With it is Powell, give it to Flora. Top the key is Cohey. Cohey to Jack Crook. His foul line jumper is good. Didn't know if he had that type of range, but he knocks it down.
Yeah, he's definitely improved that aspect of his game. I remember last year with our scout that we wouldn't guard him past the free throw line.
Well, and he was just a step outside the free throw line. Davis straight away. Again, it looks like a 1-2-2 zone. Davis penetrates it into the lane. It goes to Gubler. He'll put up a wild off-balance shot that's not good. Crook rebound. Seattle with the basketball. Loses it, but it picked up there by William Powell. The Crook will hand it off to Cohey. Cohey dribbles right to left down the lane. Picks up his dribble. And is in a little bit of trouble. Throws it away, but it's picked up there by the Redhawks at the timeline with 13 seconds going the shot clock. A wild shot put up, blocked by Gubler, and the Wolverines will come away with it. Dante Williams across the timeline, gives it up to Zach Nelson, back to Davis. Marcel Davis with it. Brendan Evans coming to the scores table to check in. Hook pass down low to Zach Nelson, a good looking shot, but he missed it, but he gets his own rebound back. Hands it to Brunel, foul line extended on the left wing, back to Zach, fakes a three. Again, the zone giving the Wolverines a little bit of trouble, and now the Wolverines turn it over. Powell with it. Powell races out of backcourt, takes it to the glass, and he loses it. Wolverines now will come back with Marcel Davis, 1-on-3. He should hold it up. He doesn't. He gives it to Williams. His three-pointer is partially blocked and comes up with it as an air ball, and Crook gets the rebound.
Yeah, both teams getting a little caught up there in the sloppy play and trying to make something happen off the turnovers, and unfortunately, both teams just can't get anything to go.
How are you going to say number one's name again?
Umpeg. I like Umpeg
All right,
there.
We go with Umpeg. Crook with it. Back now to Flora. Flora foul line extended. Hands it back to Cohey straight away. To Umpeg. Umpeg, a beautiful hook pass down low to William Powell, and his shot goes all the way down and then spins out. Heartbreak shot for William Powell. Ball's knocked out of bounds by the Wolverines. It'll be Seattle basketball, but we've reached that 16-minute mark, so we're at our first media timeout. Wolverines lead at 5-2. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to ESPN 960, UVU Wolverine Sports. We'll be back.
People talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college, and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
I had an idea. Lots of people have ideas. Engaged learning helped me develop my idea. Real. And now with sales over $1 million, best assignment ever.
Back here on the campus of Utah Valley University, I'm Steve Watts. And Holt, we're also on the WAC digital network. So hopefully we can get everything synchronized in time and not talking on one when we're not talking on the other. But at any rate, a fun night of basketball here. Off to kind of a sloppy start. The one good thing for the Wolverines is their offensive rebounding. They've gotten to the boards a little bit on the offensive end.
Yeah, between Mitch and Zach, the Wolverines have 4 offensive rebounds. Even Boston Gubler's mixed in there with 2 himself. It's definitely an advantage the Wolverines have, again, as the Seattle Redhawks are going to be out of position most of the time for rebounding.
He tries to throw in the ball inbounds, and it's stolen by Zach Nelson, and then Jack Crook reaches in and pulls Nelson to the ground. Foul on Crook, and the Wolverines will get it at side court. Another turnover against Seattle, and that has been a bugaboo for them this year, averaging right around 14, which I guess isn't all that bad in college basketball. But top the key, Marcel Davis works over to the left wing to Evans. Now Evans will penetrate in, miss the shot, and then tries to save it. And it does go off one of the Redhawks. It'll be Wolverine basketball.
Yeah, Brendan tried to grab a little contact off of Crook there on the inbounds play, and off of their offensive set. And didn't get the call, but was lucky to grab the ball back and throw it off of Crook.
I think he was fouled on the play. With it out at midcourt, Marcel Davis again trying to attack a 1-2-2 zone. At least that's what it sure looks like to us. They might disguise a little, turn it into a 2-3. Evans with it, the free throw line, back to Williams. Williams yo-yos the dribble, hands it to Davis. Now to Zach Nelson, foul line jumper, tickles the rim, all parts of the rim and falls through. So Zach Nelson's on the board with his first 2.
Yeah, the Wolverines done a great job of getting to the ball into that high post area, and Zach and Gubler there done a great job before as Umpeg takes the ball to the hole on a quick, easy 2 points there, which the Wolverines definitely don't want to get him any easy buckets, let him force shots from the outside.
He came off a nice curl there, and the Wolverines didn't switch out, and he was lane open, wide open. Davis with it. Looks like Seattle's gone man-to-man on this possession, and the Wolverines turn it over with the basketball coming out of back court. But you know what? I don't have his number on the roster. Here's a shot put up and blocked away. Williams with it. Williams out of back court. Takes a 1-on-3. Runs over a defender. Puts it up. No good. On a blocking foul is going to be called. Williams will go to the line to shoot 2.
You know, I'm sure you do know that Mitch was sick last game, and so Dante, Marcel, and then Alex Carr as well. Definitely got to see a lot more shots go up and had to be a lot more aggressive for the Wolverines against Arkansas. And I think it's definitely paid off for Dante. I've seen a lot more confidence in him as he's taken to the basket real tough.
Went coast to coast 1-on-3 and managed to avoid the charge by just stepping to the side to the left a little bit. Free throw on the way is good. Dante Williams now with 3 points. On the year, Dante is a 78% free throw shooter, one of the better free throw shooters the Wolverines have. Brendan Evans comes out now, and is that Gubler that's come back in? Or?
It is Gubler and Chad Ross there have substituted in for Zach and Brendan.
Okay. Free throw on the way. I said he's one of the better ones. He misses the second free throw.
Jinxed him on that one there.
It's the announcer's fault. 8-4, Wolverines on top. Walking the ball across the timeline is Kohei. Kohei yo-yoing the dribble about 40 feet away. Looked like he just double dribbled. They didn't call it. It goes to Umpeg. Umpeg fakes right, goes right. Now hooks the pass inside and a whistle, a foul on the dribble drive. Umpeg was pushed. And let's see who they call the foul on.
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised on how aggressive Umpeg has been to the rim. You know, one stat that you can always tell about how aggressive a player is going to the basket is how many free throw attempts, and Umpeg's only averaging about 2 a game. So go ahead.
Ball comes in to Umpeg. Now to Crook right at the free throw line, hand it to Kohei. Looks at a 3 but won't cake it. Jack Crook will come out, hand it to Powell, back over to Crook on the give and go, and a hammer jam with 2 hands. just the lane opened up and a nice pass.
Yeah, the Wolverines are definitely extending hard on those handoffs as Seattle U is playing a little bit of a motion offense that way and got too extended, and Crook took it right in there for slam it home.
With the basketball is Gubler right at the free throw line. Give it up to Chad Ross. He'll tiptoe along the baseline. A hand check foul is going to be called on Gerald Flora. His first foul. And the Wolverines will get it at the baseline. 13:46 to go here in the first half of play. Wolverines on top 8-6. Ross inbounding to Williams. He'll jump to shoot instead. He'll give to Davis. His shot is blocked. Davis gets it back. So the Wolverines control. Davis in the lane. Bounces it over to Mitch Brunel. And Brunel will put it up and is called for the offensive charge. Lowered his shoulder there and got the call.
Yeah, it looked like, I believe that's 21 Powell had position there on the baseline as Mitch tried to power through him and unfortunately lowered his shoulder, and Powell took it in the chest, and Mitch got the offensive foul.
Alex Carr will check in for Utah Valley, and Marcel Davis, the American Fork product, will take a seat along the bench. And Umpeg will bring the ball up court for the Redhawks. Redhawks average on the season 65 points. Wolverines average 57. Crook with it. One bounce dribble, handed to Cohey. He'll fire a three on line, but a little short. Tipped up, no good by Powell, and then it goes out of bounds. Off of Powell, it'll be Wolverine basketball.
Yeah, on that last possession there, Alex Carr picked up Umpeg, and we've talked about his scoring ability. That's now the third player that the Wolverines have thrown at him, and I think they're going to keep a lot of fresh guys on Umpeg all night.
Well, and Carr's got a little bigger body. I mean, he's a little stronger than Marcel. Wolverines have some stocky guard. Here's Chad Ross going to fire a three-pointer. I couldn't see. It looked like he was just inside the three-point line, but it was a three-pointer, and it's good. Chad Ross hits the three and extends the Wolverines' lead to 5 at 11-6. Cohey out of backcourt, works to the left side. Powell with it. Foul line extended. For Flora. Back to the top key to Umpeg. Now to Flora, and the whistle and a moving screen is going to be called on Powell. Powell down on the baseline as Flora was running his man off the baseline on a curl. Moving screen called on Flora. Or on Powell, excuse me.
Yep, Powell tried to get a little last-second positioning there on his screen as he looked a little shocked. It looked like he forgot to play there for a second and slid at the last second. Almost wiped Dante Williams out there with the screen.
12:47 to go, first half. Wolverines by 5, and they have the basketball. With it at the top, the key is Carr. Back to Ross. Ross will yo-yo the dribble, pick it up, give it to Carr. Carr back to Williams. Swinging around. Cross-court pass comes to Williams. He'll tiptoe along the baseline, run into Crook and loses the basketball, but it goes to Brunel, and he'll turn around and fire a fall-away jumper that's good.
Yeah, I think there was not too many linemen playing this afternoon in those NFL playoffs that are as big as Crook, and Dante felt that brick wall as he tried to go in there to the rim.
Brunel took a 13-footer and made it a 15-footer with a follow-up. The basketball is Flora putting up a three-pointer, no good. Williams gets the long rebound and comes out of the backcourt with it with a left-handed dribble. Seattle's gone back to that 1-2-2 zone. Top the key is Carr. Carr gives it up to Williams. Foul line extended right wing. Bounce it down low, blocks to Gubler. He's going to fire up a 15-footer. No good. Gubler fighting, gets his own rebound back, and then is called for traveling. Good effort by Gubler. I didn't see the travel, but I did see the nice effort after the missed shot. We've got a timeout. We're at the 11:40 mark here in the first half. Wolverines have extended their lead to 13-6. We'll take a break. You're listening to ESPN 960 Wolverine Sports. Back here on the campus at Utah Valley University, Steve Watts along with Holton Hunsaker. Broadcasting here on ESPN 960, your home for Wolverine Sports. We're also doing the WAC Sports Digital Network tonight, Holton, so double duty for us. I'll tell you one thing that Utah Valley does as well as anybody is they're during their timeouts. They have contests. They have some fun during the timeouts, and we've got another really nice crowd here tonight. It's good to see.
They do a great job of getting everyone involved and have different skits or different contests and bring people out of the crowd to participate, and it definitely gets everyone's energy going. And they have fun things. Lots of times you can go to games, they have little corny stuff that you just know they're just trying to fill in time, but the Wolverines have done a great job of putting a great show on for the crowd.
Another stat to keep an eye on is Seattle has out-rebounded their opponents 37-30 on the average. Wolverines right now out-rebounding the Seahawks 11-5, so Wolverines doing a good job on the boards.
Yeah, definitely doing a great job of offensive rebounding with 6 right now to Seattle's 1.
So he gets a pass down in the low blocks to Powell, back to Umpeg. Umpeg, who lit up the Wolverines for 50 last year, only has 2 so far in the first, first 8 minutes. Yo-yo on the dribble at the top of the key. Umpeg gets it up in the corner. Driving right to left is Cohey. Bounce pass down low to William Powell, and he'll put it up and in with a little reverse.
Yeah, the Wolverines came out there with a little 1-3 chaser, which is just a full face guard of Umpeg, and then they just zone off with the other players.
Williams with it straight away. Again, they're looking at that. Now it looks like it's a 2-3 zone as they switch it around a little bit. With it, top of the key is Alex Carr. Now to Ross. He'll put up a shot around and out, no good. And the Umpeg, the littlest guy on the floor, picks up the loose ball rebound.
Yeah, but still a great effort by Boston as he got his hand on another rebound there almost, and they just couldn't pull it down.
Cohey's going to set up the attack. 6'4" guard, top the key, gives it to Umpeg, bounce it down low to Crook. Crook works into the lane. Got to get out of lane or get the 3-second call. Fires it back out to a new player in the game. That's Emerson Murray. Murray to Umpeg, working left to right. Stops on a dime and gives it back to Murray. Murray to Powell. Powell cross-courts it over to Cohey just inside the 3-point line. He'll put up a 19-footer that's good.
Yeah, Seattle's done a great job of not settling for the open or outside open shots and move the ball and have found easy baskets there in those short corner areas.
Gubler gets the pass on the interior there, and it gets hacked and fouled. So Gubler's very active. In the first game, the only game that I've announced, Gubler didn't play hardly at all. So Coach Hunsaker showing a lot of confidence in Gubler.
Yeah, I've been surprised by his poise. Last week against Arkansas, they saw 40 minutes of straight pressure, and Gubler saw a lot of time there and did a great job of handling that pressure, and he's obviously letting that game carry over to tonight.
Marcel Davis back into the game along with Jaden Jackson. They give it over to Zach Nelson, back to the top key to Marcel. Marcel bounces it down low. Now it's back out to Jaden Jackson to Zach in the corner for a 3. No good. And the rebound, the new player that just came in, Theo Turner.
I'd like to see Zach and some of those outside perimeter players there pump fake some of these Seattle guys. They contest extremely hard on those outside jumpers and can get an easier basket with a little pump fake and a couple dribbles to the rim.
With the ball is Murray. Back now to Umpeg at top the key. Umpeg hasn't only shot, I think, 1 shot, maybe 2. Top the key, just yo-yo in the dribble is Murray. Down low to the Powell, who put it up and in, kind of a lob to the rim, and Powell went up and got it and touched it softly off the backboard.
Yeah, that was a great pass as Zach overextended the screen as Umpeg was coming out from the baseline side there, and again, a great look for Seattle.
Jaden Jackson jumped the pass down low to Zach. Little jump hook with the right hand around and out. Tipped all the way back out by, I think that was Zach that tipped it out. It comes to Marcel Davis into the lane. Over to Brunel, who'll fire a 3 that's good. Mitch Brunel with his first 3. He's got 5.
Yeah, great look from Marcel as he attacked that gap in the zone there, and it collapsed, and Mitch was ready to shoot.
Wolverines extend the lead back to 4. They've led by 7. Top the key Cohey, who just hit a shot a moment ago, just inside the 3-point line, gives it to Umpeg. Umpeg back out to Murray. Murray just yo-yoing the dribble with Jaden Jackson standing in front of him to unpeg, a little curl, and then turns and fires a 16-footer, no good. Rebound saved on the floor by Zach Nelson. Ahead to Jaden Jackson. Out of backcourt, fakes right, goes left, and picks up the dribble to Marcel. They'll go down low to Evans, back to Jackson. His three-pointer, no good. A little off the mark, and the rebound controlled there by Powell.
Yeah, Jaden made a couple big, not big baskets, but a couple baskets to get himself going in the Arkansas game, and the Wolverines are definitely going to need his scoring against this long Seattle defense. I think we got a 30-second timeout here by Seattle U, which will, I think we want to keep it here for this one.
Yeah, we'll keep it here. And, the upcoming schedule, Wolverines again will take to the court. I think it's Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it is Thursday. Continue
Sorry if I cut you off guard with that one.
No, I was I searched through my notes here just to double check and make sure I don't lead any of our listeners astray. So we got the 15th, that's right. So another home game for the Wolverines as they take on Grand Canyon, which will be another tough conference game as I believe Grand Canyon 2 weeks ago beat the University of New Mexico.
Wow.
Who beat New Mexico State, I think, twice this year now. So, there's definitely one way to put it is the league is up, so to speak. UMKC went in and beat Missouri. I believe 3 weeks ago, Cal State Bakersfield beat Cal. And then, that Grand Canyon win over New Mexico. So the Wolverines definitely have their work cut out for them to reclaim that WAC championship.
Murray will inbound the ball, gives it up to Cohee. Hands it off on the wing right side to Flora. Back to Murray straight away. Out on him is Brunel. Top the key back to Cohee. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Boy, they run a lot of curls off the baseline. And then again, an offensive foul. That's twice that they've run that same curl off the baseline, and they've been called for a moving screen. Now we go to a full timeout. We're at the 8-minute timeout. 7:25 to go here in the first half of play, and the Wolverines of UVU continue to lead 16-12. We'll be back in just a moment.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with Engaged Learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
Back here on the campus of Utah Valley University, playing in the UCC Youth Center. And the Wolverines on top of Seattle in the WAC opener for both of these teams, 16-12. You got any stats that are starting to stand out or make some sense to you?
Well, maybe one that doesn't quite make so much sense. We talked so much about the University of Seattle's three-point shooting to start the game, and it's the Wolverines who have stepped up with 3 of 7 from the three-point line, shooting 43%, where Seattle U only has taken 2, which, that's below Umapeg's average himself. So it's definitely a unique stat that if the Wolverines can maintain and, limit the three-point opportunities for the University of Seattle, it definitely will play out to the Wolverines' favor.
Well, they're doing a good job guarding the perimeter right now because Umapeg, I'll say that wrong all day long, sorry, has yet to put up a three-point shot. With it is Brunel at the top of the key, swings it over to Williams. Straight away, now to Evans, foul line extended there, Nelson, foul line extended on the left wing. Back to Marcel Davis, dribble drive to the baseline left side, back to Davis, or to Nelson, back to Davis. He'll penetrate into the lane, kick it over to Brendan Evans, who will miss a three-pointer, but there's another offensive rebound for the Wolverines, Zach Nelson. And a whistle now, and a holding foul is going to be called on Flora.
And I believe that's Flora's second, which if it is, that's a big foul for Seattle, as Flores definitely does a great job being a counterpiece to what Isaiah Umapeg brings to their team.
And I'll tell you what, Umapeg, along with Flora, averaged 32 points between them a game, and right now they're just Umapeg has 2, and that's it. Free throw on the way by Williams is good.
Yeah, the Wolverine guards have done a great job of face-fronting Umapeg and chasing him around everywhere he goes. It's definitely going to be a tough night for him where he's definitely going to have to earn his baskets.
Free throw on the way, good. He hits them both. Williams now 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 18-12, Utah Valley on top. A good crowd here tonight.
Yeah, I'm encouraged by that large student section that we have over there. Sometimes that can be a little sparse as, you know, the other parts of the crowd can fill in, but I'm definitely encouraged by the large student section tonight.
Umapeg back into the ball game now, and he'll trot across the timeline. Going to be greeted there by Dante Williams. Williams a much stronger player, so they'll go a little strength against Umapeg, and now Umapeg runs his man off a curl, dribbles to the baseline, hooks a pass inside that's deflected away, and a foul is going to be called. Shore Adenican is fouled on the play.
Yeah, that call is a little questionable right there. You never like to question the officials because they make the call and they're correct, but he had to see through 3 guys to see Marcel get a hand on that guy there.
Here's Umapeg firing up a three-pointer, his first one of the day, no good, and Wolverines hustling. Ball's loose on the floor, and Seattle comes up with it. It was knocked around there, and good hustle by both teams. Murray with it, hands it off to Crook right at the top of the key. Now Umapeg's going to fire another 3. He's missed both of them. This one came up short. Rebound to Brunel, ahead to Davis. Back to Brunel as they come into the front court. Quick 3 on the way by Williams, no good. Rebound inside. It's Mitch Brunel with the rebound, putback. He's got 7.
Great effort by Mitch. He's such a huge asset to the Wolverines, especially just to bring some athleticism and to bring another piece to their team. You know, great to see him healthy once again.
It's the 9th offensive rebound for the Wolverines here in the first half. That's an amazing stat against a good rebounding Seattle team. Crook with it, a baseline, back to the basket, about 12 feet out, being guarded by Brendan Evans, and Brendan gets a hand in and knocks it off of Crook's leg out of bounds. Another turnover, it'll be Wolverine basketball.
Yeah, Crook definitely got him in a position over there in that corner that he's probably not used to being in, and got a little nervous as the shot clock was winding down, and Wolverines get a turnover.
6 turnovers now for Seattle. Now they'll run in a couple of new players. Manroop Clare is going to come into the ball game. Going out as Crooks, and they go a little small, and they do set up in that 1-2-2 zone defense. No pressure as Marcel Davis will bring the ball up court. Be greeted there by Umapeg. Into the corner goes to Davis. Davis looks down low. Nobody's open. Swinging back out to the top key. The Wolverines are keeping the ball moving very well. Bounce it in the corner to Zach Davis. That's one of the few dribbles. He'll dribble a couple times. Gives it in the corner to Brunel. He'll fire a 3. That's good again. Mitch is feeling it. His second 3. He's got 10.
That first 3 from the right corner got him going a little bit, and then whenever Mitch can get up there and sky for a rebound and finish a play, can definitely get his energy going.
Wolverines by 11 now, 23-12. Flora with it, backs out into 3-point territory, hands it to Umapeg. He'll fire and miss. Another 15-footer, and the rebound comes to Brunel. Head to Williams. He'll streak out of backcourt to the glass, scoop and score, and he's fouled. He'll get a chance at the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. He'll get Turner with a free throw.
Dante's doing a great job of being aggressive in the open court, and the Wolverines have done a great job of pushing the ball after long rebounds or off of turnovers. And another thing I want to mention too is, as the Wolverines have chased all these guards around the perimeter so much, they've done a great job of switching and not fighting and sending 2 guys to 1, which can be so easily done when there's so many screens set. The Wolverines have done a great job here defensively.
Well, I think offensively, the way they've moved the ball, they've kept sometimes a free throw is good, completing the 3-point play. 8 points now for Williams. Wolverines against the zone has kept the ball moving and kept Seattle having to rotate, and I think it's opened it up for some offensive rebounds too. Here's a long 3-point shot put up, no good, but the rebound comes to Seattle. Top the key is Flora, gives it over for another 3-pointer that skips across the iron. No good. It's tipped out of bounds by Powell. It'll be Wolverine basketball. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Utah Valley.
Yeah, that's a cheap call right there that they're calling on Marcel, and I believe that's going to be Marcel's second, which is going to be a big blow to the Wolverines.
They call that on Marcel or Williams. I'm not sure. I thought he held up 3.
I'm hoping it is 3, so Marcel brings a lot of calmness and poise to the Wolverines at the point guard position.
Wolverines on defense now. Ball is lobbed in there to Powell. Powell he keeps the ball, dribble the baseline, runs into a double team, backs it out with a dribble to Claire. Top the key to Umapig. He'll lob it down low and it's deflected away and then picked up by Williams. He'll streak out of backcourt. Fakes left, goes right, fires up a wild one, no good, and then Marcel misses the putback. Ball's knocked out of bounds. They'll give it to Seattle. Another offensive rebound for the Wolverines, and I think that's 10 offensive rebounds. They could not convert the basket, however.
Yeah, it was a great effort by Marcel to try to put that one back in. Just a little short as he was going full speed and just tried to jump and finish the play there. But, once again, it's showing the defensive pressure that the Wolverines are showing right now on the perimeter as Umapeg got put in a bad way there as he tried to attack the rim. Something, again, as I mentioned before, is not the best aspect of his game.
Alex Carr's going to get the duty of guarding Umapig now, and Carr, again, a strong upper body guard for the Utah Valley. Umapig with it at the top of the key. And throws it over in the corner to Floro. He'll fire a 3, no good. And I'll tell you, this Seattle team shoots 40% from the threes, but they're ice cold right now tonight. In the corner to Brendan Evans. Fakes a 3, takes it to the glass, no good, and the rebound's knocked out of bounds by Seattle, so the Wolverines will control. It looked like Brunel was thinking of dunking that. And then at the last minute,
the rim got in the way, I think, on that one.
We'll take a timeout. 3:37 to go, and the Wolverines on a nice little run here, 26-12. You're listening to ESPN 960, UVU Wolverine Sports.
People talk about life after college, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
Back here on the campus of Utah Valley, I'm Steve Watts, broadcasting tonight's ball game, joined by Holton Hunsaker, who just received a championship ring from last year's WAC championship team. And again, congratulations, Holton. Again, the Wolverines are up, and they're playing well, 26-12, but their shooting percentage not very good again, 33%. But it's the offensive rebounds that have given them more and more opportunities.
Exactly. Those extra possessions have really carried the Wolverines here as they've, I usually don't see the 26 points until the second half, and so I'm pretty encouraged by that right now. And, they have actually 11 more shots than the Red Hawks do of Seattle University, as they've taken, I believe, a total, of 19 to 27 shots, so that's just a margin of 8. But those extra possessions are definitely going to, play in the Wolverines' favor as, again, we've mentioned the hot shooting of Seattle, and it might only take a couple shots for Seattle to get going, and they can move that shot or the score pretty quickly.
Ball comes into Brunel, and Brunel will hand it off to Alex Carr. He'll yo-yo to the dribble and then hand it to Williams. Foul line extend on the left side, back to Carr straight away. Seattle, I think they've gone man-to-man this possession. With the ball is Gubler. Cross-court pass goes to Brunel. He'll fire another 3. That's good. I think he's 3 for 3 on 3-pointers. He's got 13.
Yeah, Mitch took advantage of that smaller Isaiah Umapeg on him there on that possession and just rose up and shot right over him.
The basketball is Flora at the top of the key. It comes to Claire. Claire gives it up to Umapig, and Umapig dribbles baseline, fouls away, and fires a 17-footer that goes 16. Wolverines throw it away on the. They save it on the floor. Saved on the floor by a hustling Zach Nelson to Brunel. Top the key, firing and missing the shot there is Alex Carr, and the rebound controlled by Seattle. 2:40 to go here in the first half, and the Wolverines have held Seattle to 12 first half points. Some good defense and some cold shooting equals 12 points. All the way to the glass, and then he loses it, brings it back out to Claire, hands it off to Crook. Crook will take it in, lay it up and in with authority, and it draws the foul. Crook will go to the free throw line with a chance at the three-point play. The old-fashioned way, he'll try to earn it with a free throw.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Crook's game tonight, as he opened up with that jump shot there to start the game, and then also he's done some pretty nice things off the dribble as the Wolverines have extended a lot of those screens here tonight, and he's made the Wolverines pay for it.
Crook has got 6 points of their 14, and free throw is on the way, well short, no good. Marcel Davis steps in and gets the rebound. Wolverines out rebounding a good Seattle rebounding team by 9 right now. In the corner to Brunel. He's launched 3 from there and made them all, but this time he brings it back out to the top to key to Marcel Davis. Davis to Zach Nelson, back to Davis. Wolverines will move it around the zone defense. Now they'll go inside to Zach. He'll power in, back to the basket. Bounces it down low to Brendan Evans as he goes up. He has it slapped out of his hands, out of bounds. It'll be Wolverine basketball underneath their own basket.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice pass by Zach from the high post, and would have liked to see Brendan just gone straight up with it rather than take the extra bounce.
Zach will inbound. He brings it all the way in almost the backcourt to Marcel Davis. 5 on the shot clock. Brendan Evans firing, volleyed away. This one he had his foot on the line at the 2-point shot, but that was a fall away, desperation heave, and Brendan hits it.
That was Mitch Brunel there on ace. You're feeling pretty good when you can fade away from beyond the 3-point line there as the shot clock's going down and drive it home.
16 for him in the lane, putting up a spinning jumper, no good by Flora, and the Wolverines rebound. Out of backcourt, Williams bounces it now to Evans. Evans jump hook with the right hand, and it's good. And the Wolverines are on a great run right now. I mean, they've got I think that it was 14-12. I think it's a 19-2 run right now for Utah Valley. There's a near steal by Zach Nelson. Umapig picks it up in backcourt, hands it to Crook. He walks with the ball. They don't call it, over to Claire for a 3. Bounces off the back iron. Rebound comes to Marcel. Ahead to Brunel. He'll run into the lane. Put it up. Count of it goes. It's no good. But he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, the Wolverines, again, have done such a great job of pushing that ball off of turnovers and getting easy basket opportunities. And they're not settling for outside jumpers there on the breaks. They're attacking the rim and have got themselves to the free throw line and even made it the old-fashioned way a couple times as well.
Brunel will get 2. He's got 16 here in the first half. Free throw on the way is good. He leads the Wolverines in scoring on the season, averaging 12. Now he's got 17 first half points. 55 seconds to go till halftime. Free throw on the way is good again. 18. John, if you're listening back at ESPN 960 headquarters, we'll keep it here for a minute after the halftime and then send it back to you for a little sports scoreboard, if that's okay. Crook will inbound in backcourt, 35-14, Utah Valley on top. You're listening to Wolverine basketball on 960 ESPN and also on the WAC digital network. Ball thrown right away. Umapig trying to get it in the corner
to Manny there in the corner that just couldn't quite handle it there from Umapig. As again, Umapig trying to create things that just aren't there because the Wolverines have everywhere Umapig goes, he's got 2-3 different sets of eyes on him, and the Wolverines have done a great job of containing him.
And we'll talk about, you bailed me out there with the Manny. We'll call him Manny the rest of the half, but he's got a funny last name. It might take us a little while to learn to pronounce it. But Manny's good here with 30 seconds to go in the half. Marcel Davis out yo-yo in the dribble. Thanks for the bailout. Now Coach Dick Hunsaker wants a 30-second timeout. 21 on the shot clock, 32 on the game clock. And I'm telling you, the Wolverines really have been sparked by, I think Gubler's done a great job. He's kept, he's got his hands on some balls, tipped it to people. But Mitch Brunel with his 18 first half points and Dante Williams going coast to coast a couple of times, obviously leading the Wolverines.
I mentioned before the break or before the game started about the ring ceremony and starting a little fire under Seattle U. Well, maybe, because of the rough start the Wolverines have had to the season, maybe they have a chip on their shoulder and want to send a message to the conference of, hey, we were the WAC champs last year, and, we are the team to beat. And they're definitely sending a message here in the first half.
Or maybe they're thinking they want a ring next year, too.
Yeah, they're pretty nice, so I can understand that motivation.
You might not have that when you leave tonight. They failed to give one to a guy who did the radio announcing for 23 years. I mean, there should be a 4-year grace period.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Wolverines with it with 27 seconds on the game clock. We're down to 14 on the shot clock. Marcel Davis, angle right. Yo-yo on the dribble, give it to Williams. Snaps a pass inside that's deflected away. Brunel came free, but Seattle managed to get a finger on it, tip it out of bounds with 8 on the shot clock, 19 on the game clock. Underneath Zach Nelson will inbound the ball. Oh, and he's going to throw it away. Throws it into backcourt. Foot race for the ball. It's picked up by Brunel, but there's only 5 seconds on the shot clock. Brunel's going to rush out of backcourt, give it up to Dante Williams. His three-pointer to beat the shot clock. No good, but another offensive rebound. This one by Brendan Evans. 6 seconds to go. Wolverines are going to get the last shot of the half in the corner to Brunel. He'll fire and hit another one from the same spot. He's hit 4 in a row from that same spot. Put an X out there and just give him the ball. He'll finish the first half with 21, and the Wolverines will go on I'm going to do a quick addition here, 24-2 run to end the half, and they'll lead it at halftime 38-14.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Wolverines have been on the other side of that drought occasionally throughout this year. Mitch Brunel, the game at Seattle University, closed the game out by making 2 game-winning free throws. And so I think he had a pretty nice memory of those moments there and has definitely got himself off to an unbelievable start. I believe he closed with 21 there. Is that right?
They're actually reviewing to see if that last one was a 3, but I had it as a 3. I had a pretty good angle on it, but nope, they're changing it to a 2. So it's a 2-point basket, so Brunel will end up with 20 first-half points.
Yeah, again, we talk about Mitch's scoring, which is huge for the Wolverines because they've struggled all year to put the ball in the basket. But, hats off to the Wolverine defense as, Marcel Davis, Alex Carr, and Dante Williams have done a tremendous job of containing Isaiah Umapeg and Jarrell Flora, making it so tough for them to see any type of daylight. As soon as they touch the other side of that half-court line, the Wolverine defense is right there on them, and everywhere they go, they're trailing them. They've always got a body on them. They're not making it very easy for those guards out there tonight.
Quick stats that you can comment on. The Wolverines shoot 39% as a team. That's not very good, but they've got a huge lead here. What is this? What is that? 24-point lead here at halftime. But they shoot 39%, but they shoot 42 from beyond the arc, which is awesome. 6 of 7 from the free throw line. But the stat that I think is the telltale sign is the 12 offensive rebounds and 25 total. They're out rebounding Seattle by 12 rebounds at halftime, and they've only turned the ball over, speaking of the Wolverines, 4 times. So big stats there for Utah Valley.
Yeah, you had mentioned how Seattle University averages 14 turnovers a game, which is definitely an area of improvement for them, but they have 8 tonight. Added to those 12 offensive rebounds is 20 extra possessions for the Wolverines. It's definitely hard to make a run or any type of dent in this lead for Seattle University, that is, not closing out possessions, turning the ball over, not getting their usual amount of shot attempts up at the rim. So definitely hats off to the Wolverines' effort tonight.
The other thing is, you mentioned the defense. Seattle shoots just 30% in the first half, 7 of 23. They usually are a 43% shooting team, so Wolverines' defense has stepped up. Again, Seattle shoots 40% from beyond the arc. They're 0 of 8, and they only got 1 free throw, and they missed it. So Wolverines getting it done without fouling, and Seattle just having one of those cold shooting first halves.
Yeah, they can definitely turn around the second half, so this game is far from over, as you think a 24-point cushion is is significant, but the way that they can shoot the basketball and the way they shoot the three can definitely get back in it tonight. But another stat that you had mentioned is the Wolverines' free throw percentage right now, shooting 6 of 7 for 86%, whereas on the season they've been struggling, which is pretty rare for a Coach Hunsaker basketball team who prides himself in free throws and taking advantage of those free baskets. But they're shooting 69% on the season, whereas tonight again shooting 86%, which is a tremendous improvement for the Wolverines.
And they held Isaiah Umapig to just 2 points in the first half. And again, he got 50 against the Wolverines last year. And I think part of that is, like you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Holton, and that is that they're running different people at him. And the people that they're running at him are pretty strong upper body guys, and they've done a very effective job.
Yeah, Alex Carr and Dante Williams, not only do they have the upper body strength, but they're so long, which, Isaiah Umapeg's a little bit undersized for a point guard, and getting that shot off for him has definitely been a struggle with the length of the Wolverines.
We're going to take a timeout and send it back to John at ESPN 960 Sports Central. He's going to do a little scoreboard update, give us a little break here from the UCCU Center. The Wolverines lead it at halftime, 38-14, as they close out on a 24-2 run to open up this lead. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with more of the Wolverine halftime report. Take it away, John. What did he say?
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Before we go on.
Right now.
To us when you can, John. Back here on the campus of Utah Valley University in the beautiful UCCU Center. I'm Steve Watts, joined Mike's side tonight by Holton Hunsaker, last year's captain of the Wolverine team that won the WAC championship in their first year in it. And the Wolverines trying to duplicate that here this year with their first WAC game of the season, and they're leading at 38-14. Closed the first half out on a 24-2 run. Pretty impressive half for the Wolverines in all categories. We'll see now if they can hold on.
Yeah, definitely carried by Mitch Brunel scoring there as he ended up with 20 for the half, and we'll see if he can keep his hot shooting going and the Wolverines stay aggressive.
Cohee will hand it to Powell. Powell swings it over to Jack Crook. Foul line extended. Nobody guards him and go to the glass. Hammer dunk right over the top of Zach Nelson, and Zach fouls him. So Jack Crook with a little authority will get a chance at the three-point play the old-fashioned way. He'll try to earn it with a free throw.
Yeah, that's the third time Crooks had a wide open lane to the rim as the Wolverines are keep extending on those handoffs. And again, I've been so impressed with his ability to handle the ball as he finishes his three-point play the old-fashioned way here to start the second half, excuse me.
38-17. Marcel Davis walks the ball across the timeline. Zach Nelson will jump out the top of the key to take it from him. Now over to Mitch Brunel. See if Mitch can find another X on the floor where he can't miss from. They've changed the ends. He didn't want to change ends. Zach Nelson with it, baseline right side, bounces it down low, and Gubler fumbles it out of bounds, but it's going to be touched last by Seattle, so the Wolverines will keep control.
Yeah, one thing we didn't mention is Zach Nelson was only 1 for 6 there in that first half. He's definitely need to get himself going for the Wolverines as as we want Mitch to maintain his scoring, he'll definitely need the help.
Mitch Brunell at the top, key dribble right to left of the baseline. Cut off there by Jack Crook. Now he tries to go by Crook. Crook again does a nice job on him. And Brunell over the big outstretched arms of Crook knocks down another one.
When it's your night, I guess it's your night as Mitch just rose right above 6'11" Crook there for the baseline jumper.
Down the lane, Powell puts it up, is fouled on the way to the basket. He'll get 2 shots.
Again, that was Crook there creating the penetration and collapse the defense there for the Wolverines. And 21 Powell there came in for the down the lane to finish out the play there as Crook made another good pass.
Brunell gets called for the foul. Seems to me, just to start this second half, Seattle has a little more, what do I want to get up and go type. I mean, they seemed a little flat there in the first half, but they seem to a little quicker right now out of the locker room. Free throw by Powell was good. He's got 5 points.
Yeah, both teams kind of in different situations. Of the Wolverines with such a big lead, you almost play like the game is in your hands, so you're playing not to lose. And then you have Seattle University that has, hey, we got nothing to lose as we're down 20 points. Let's just go out and be aggressive.
Well, they come out with full court pressure. In backcourt with the basketball is Ross, hands it off to Williams. Williams jumps it over to Ross. They come across the timeline, just beating the 10-second count. Marcel Davis. Wolverines really going with 3 guards here. With it is Williams, foul line extended on the left wing. Give it over to Brunell, back to Williams, who comes to the top of the key. Backdoor lob play is from Marcel Davis, well short, and Seattle gets it on the turnover. Cohee brings it out of backcourt, hands it to Crook. He's going to fire one from the top of the key that's an air ball, but it's rebounded inside by Powell. Back to Cohee. He'll dribble all the way to the glass, put it up and in, count, and he's fouled. Second opportunity at the three-point play the old-fashioned way for Seattle this half. Nice dribble drive penetration, taking it hard to the glass was Cohee.
Yeah, Seattle's doing a great job this half of not settling for their outside three-point shot, which, has definitely been their go-to or butter play for their offensive scheme. But, when you can't make anything from the outside, the best way to get yourself going is to knock a couple free throws down, see the ball go through the hoop, and get yourself going there offensively.
Free throw, rattles out, no good. Crook gets a rebound. Now they're going to call Crook for over the back foul. Crook will get his foul. I've got that as his second. And the Wolverines will get it in backcourt, facing full court pressure. That last shot Brunell made was, I almost would have called that a prayer because Crook was in great defensive position, seemed a foot higher, and Wolverines have got to hurry to get across the timeline. Marcel Davis just beats the 10-second count. Marcel Davis will set it up. Seattle looks to be in that 1-2-2 zone. Wolverines move the ball so effectively against it in the first half. Davis penetrates into the lane, bouncing it over to Brendan Evans. He'll put it up and in with a little jump hook, kissed it off the glass, and draws the foul. So Brendan Evans will go to the line with a chance at a three-point play.
Brendan, for being such an undersized center, does such a great job of being patient, using his broad shoulders to create space and room for himself, and has a pretty sweet little jump hook that he uses quite effectively.
Free throw is going to be short, no good, and easy rebound for Seattle. Wolverines' 24-point lead is down to 21 now, and Umapig goes all the way into the lane and is going to be called for the offensive charge as he tried to dump a pass off, but he was in the air and ran right over. I think it was Mitch Brunell who took the charge. Yeah,
great job by Mitch of just staying home and understanding that, that's the guy that's going to beat us. And so any penetration, the Wolverines again are sending 2 to 3 defenders, and Mitch did a great job of sacrificing his body there.
I think that's the third foul on Umapig too. Big foul. Out of backcourt is Marcel Davis. Seattle again sits in that zone. Wolverines should be patient against this zone. Bayside it goes to Brendan Evans. Jump hook with the right hand, a little long. The rebound comes to Powell for Seattle. Hands it off to Cohee, and Cohee will trot across the timeline. Set it up straight away. Now tries to penetrate down the lane. Cut off there by Brunell. Goes to Crook. Crook back now to Cohee. Cohee will fire and hit a three-pointer. So all of a sudden, Cohee coming alive.
Yeah, I mentioned before, you get to the free throw line and see a basket go through, and that's exactly what Cohee did, and got his confidence going and knocked down a three-pointer.
Davis gets double teamed and ball stolen away, and then Brendan Evans on the reach in is going to be called for the foul. So Evans gets his foul. Wolverines, Marcel Davis a little sloppy there as he dribbled into the double team.
No, that's exactly right. And that's what that trap, that little three-quarter, half-court trap wants you to do. You see those wide open corners. It looks so nice. It looks like it's a great spot to bring the ball across the court, and that's exactly what they want as they trap you and use those extra defenders in the half-court and the sideline.
Human Pig's going to fire up a three, rattles around, stays out, rebound to Mitch Brunel. Boy, we called his name out all night long, and now here's a turnover. Dante Williams trying to hand it to Marcel Davis, goes right through his hands, out of bounds. It'll be the Red Hawk basketball. Wolverines' 24-point lead's been cut down to 18. 16:37 to go. Jaden Jackson checking in for the Wolverines along with Alex Carr. Williams and Marcel Davis will check out.
Right now is kind of exposing the Wolverines' lack of maturity there from the point guard position and the other guards there. They just need someone to settle the team down and get better possessions like they were having there that first half.
Cohey dribbled into the lane, now backs it out with a dribble, hands it off to Powell, and Powell has it knocked away out of bounds off of Powell. It'll be Wolverine basketball. Yeah,
Jaden Jackson did a great job of chasing Flora there off of that handoff and definitely forced him into a tough pass there as he tried to thread the needle back over to Crook, I believe it was, in the handoff.
Good, again, full court pressure. Wolverine's going to have to hurry to get it across the timeline, and again, just beats the 10-second count with a pass into front court to Brunel. Brunel hands it off to Ross. Back to the top key to Jaden Jackson. Penetrates, almost walks, gives it to Brunel. Back to Jaden Jackson. Foul line extended left side and makes an entry pass inside to Brendan Evans. He'll throw up a wild shot, no good. It was actually a good look, but he didn't even draw iron. Yuma Pig out of back court. Picks up his dribble, lobs it down low to Crook. Crook will try to reverse the putback, and he misses everything, and ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Utah Valley basketball. And we have reached the 16-minute mark, so we have a timeout. You're listening to Wolverine basketball on ESPN 960 Sports. UVU basketball, and with Wolverines leading at 42-24. We'll be back.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity, on the court with respect,
and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Good sportsmanship isn't defined by a scoreboard.
It isn't defined by how high you jump or how fast you can run.
Good sportsmanship is all about character.
It is about doing your best for your coaches and teammates.
It is about having respect for your opponents, the officials, and the fans.
Good sportsmanship is winning with class and losing with dignity.
It's fair play, perseverance, and team spirit.
Good sportsmanship is what unites us.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Back here on the campus of Utah Valley, Wolverines in their home opener for the WAC basketball season. Comfortably ahead right now, 42-23 against the Red Hawks of Seattle. And you guys had some battles with Seattle last year. You split each one of you winning on the other one's home floor. Wolverines handling Seattle fairly easily right now.
Yeah, throughout the entire history between the Wolverines and Seattle University, there have been some extremely tough battles as the series right now is tied between the two schools at 4 apiece. And both teams get excited for these games, and are definitely excited tonight as we open up WAC play, something both teams have been looking forward to and prepared for their entire preseason. And the Wolverines have shown great energy tonight, and but Seattle University making a little bit of a run to start this first half.
Down by 24 at halftime. They've cut it to 19. 15:45 to play in the contest. Ball comes into Alex Carr. Carr will walk the ball up court under pressure. Now jumps a pass back to Zach Nelson, who almost walks, but he gets rid of it back to Carr. Carr standing right at center court. Over to Evans in the corner to Jaden Jackson. Again, they're facing a 2-3 zone right now as Seattle mixes up their zone defenses. Brendan Evans in the corner to Zach Nelson. He'll fire a three that's short. Littlest guy on the floor, Umapig, picks up the rebound. Umapig will dribble out of backcourt. Been very quiet tonight. Dribbles the baseline, comes underneath the basket, keeps the dribble alive, hand it to Crook. Crook back to Cohee. Cohee's been good this second half with 5 early points. Ball goes to Flora. Flora back to Crook going down the lane. Hooked the pass beautifully to Powell for the lay-in.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful possession all around as Seattle did a great job of moving the ball and has done a great job this second half of making little interior passes which have gave the Wolverines some struggles here.
Evans catches the pass into front court. The full court pressure is bothering the Wolverines a little too, not causing them a lot of turnovers. Jaden Jackson penetrates, baseline jumper off the back iron, no good. He was wide open. And Jaden's a good shooter, but he's having a tough shooting year. Down to the lane, and a hard foul. Going up to dunk the ball was Flora, and he got absolutely hammered. No question on the foul. The question will be, will they call it any type of flagrant? I don't think there was any intent there, so there should be just 2 fouls.
No, I think they might just go to the monitor just because it was such a intense foul as both were going hard there as Brendan was going to contest his shot. I don't think there was any question that it wasn't a basketball play. I think that's one thing that they look for, was it a non-basketball play or non-basketball move by the defender or whoever causes the contact there. And Brendan got him on the high elbow, went after the ball, and I think it should just be 2 free throws. And it's basketball. It's a contact sport. It's going to happen.
He went down hard, and there's no question it was a hard foul. But I'm like you. I thought Brendan was going for the ball. And I'll tell you, Flora was going to try to throw it down with authority. So when those two things collide, it's going to look a little worse than maybe it was. I think it should just be 2 foul shots as well.
Yeah, and I think that's what the officials here are discussing right in front of us as they both are intently looking over the monitor here in front of us.
14:26 to go, and the Wolverines' 24-point halftime lead is down to 17. And it's not a bad time for me to put a little plug into Talon's Cove Golf Course over in Saratoga Springs on the other side of Utah Lake. Unbelievable vistas looking back over the lake. If you've never been over there, it's worth the drive just to go over and see Utah Lake in a lot better light. But Talon's Cove, a championship golf course and a championship reception center for weddings as well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful look over of Timpanogos, not only of the lake, but of the entire Utah County bench there. And, the Wolverines host their fundraiser, the annual Wolverine golf outing there. I believe it's the Wolverine Club golf outing each year. Such a fun event for us athletes to go shake hands and thank everyone that's contributed to our success and contributed to our experience as a student athlete. But again, golf course is a beautiful spot, and you had mentioned not only for golfing, but also it's a beautiful look there from the clubhouse that you've put together, which is immaculate and a wonderful place for weddings and things as well.
And I am the general manager of it, so I will throw that in. And they are actually calling this a flagrant foul. They're going to give Flora a couple of shots. I would love to see people out there golfing. I love to talk and meet people. So when the snow's gone, think of Talon's Cove. Free throw by Flora on the way is good. I'm surprised that they're calling this way.
Yeah, I don't know if I so much agree with it because, again, I felt like it was a basketball play, but Flora did get hit pretty hard, and just the way the play looked and the awkward landing as well just drew so much attention to it that the refs definitely don't want anybody to get hurt or injured, especially so early in conference play, that maybe they called it just to deter any more physical play like that.
Umapig, the inbound to side court, and gives it up to Flora, who will hit another jumper. This one from 16 feet out. Flora was scoreless this entire ball game. He averages 14. He's just scored 4 straight. And the Wolverines' lead is down to 13. All of a sudden, what you thought was an insurmountable lead at halftime is still a lot of time to go in this one. Seattle scored 14 in the first half. They've already gotten 15 this half. Jaden Jackson with a foul line extended left wing. Yo-yos the dribble to the top. The key hands it to Carr to Brendan Evans, and he finally misses one. Fight for the rebound. Zach Nelson had it, and it goes out of bounds off Seattle. It'll be Wolverine basketball.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Wolverine guards take a couple dribbles to just soften the zone a little bit. It's extremely stretched right now. That area around the WAC logo is pretty open there for the Wolverines, and the guards just need to be a little bit more aggressive to attack this thing and get a little bit more movement going against this zone offensively.
Ken, I said Brendan Evans fired that three. It was Mitch Brunel, and he hasn't missed, and he missed that one. Top the key, Carr hands it to Nelson, over to Jaden Jackson. His three-pointer skips across the iron, tipped out by Brendan Evans to the hustling Zach Nelson. So again, an offensive rebound for the Wolverines.
Yeah, great effort by Zach there to chase down that long rebound, and hopefully Jaden can get himself going a little bit here and knock one of these down for the Wolverines.
Mitch Brunel was 8 of 9 in the first half, so that last miss of his is a rarity. Down the lane, Zach Nelson puts it up and in and is fouled. Really good interior pass right there from Brendan Evans to cutting Zach Nelson, who laid it in at the rim and draws the foul.
Yeah, I mentioned before how patient Brendan is when he gets that ball on the block. So many bigs are very quick to make their move. They get a little nervous because it is congested and there's so many bodies down there. But Brendan does a great job of just holding his ground, waiting for the play to clear, and made a great pass there to the cutting Zach Nelson, which will hopefully get him going as well.
Now they're going to come over the monitor again. I don't know what they could be looking at here unless they're questioning who committed the foul.
I think maybe towards the end of that play, whoever contested Zach's shot there, I think maybe on the follow-through came down and hit him on the face. I just saw Zach tap his nose as he bent over to talk to Coach Hunsaker there.
The referees didn't take long. They looked at it, and I think they're just going to let it go, I think.
Yeah, I think
they're bringing coaches together, though. Oh, and the Seattle coach just shrugged his shoulders, so I'm not sure here.
Yeah, didn't look too thrilled by that one, but we'll see. They're bringing their whole team out to the free throw line, which probably means there wasn't any excessive contact, maybe is what they were looking for, or an elbow thrown as we look at the replay again from up top. But Zach Nelson will go to the free throw line here to finish out his three-point play.
Nelson tonight with 4 points, chance at 5 here. His first chance at the free throw line on the year. He's 72%. Eyes and fires and hits the free throw. 5 for Zach. And 13-14 to go, and the Wolverines build the lead back to 16. Umapig across the timeline, picks up his dribble, gives it to Crook right at the top of the key. Hands it off to Floor, who scored the last 4 for the Red Hawks. To Crook. Crook looks and gives it to a cutting Umapig. Steps back, fires a long three that's no good, and under deep pressure there by Zach Nelson. Fight for the rebound, and they're going to give it to Seattle. I thought it was a jump ball, but they're going to say the Wolverines were standing out of bounds.
That's exactly right. I think when Alex ran over there to tie up the bigger Crook, he had stepped out of bounds there before the jump ball could be called. We got Coach Hunsaker out of half court.
Well, it should be Wolverine basketball because Seattle had it to start the second half. Oh, but then
it was the out of bounds violation before, and I think that wasn't clear to Coach Hunsaker, and that's why he came out to the half court line there.
Umapig inbounds at baseline, lobs it all the way back out to Flora. Flora hands it off to Emerson Murray, who just checked in. Back to Umapig. No look pass to Crook. He'll put up and is called for the offensive foul. He got fouled from behind, but the charge came first.
Yeah, great job by Brendan Evans. You know, I try to pride myself in willing to take a charge, but when you take a 265-pound man onto your chest and chin area, you're a pretty tough person there. As Brendan was sacrificing his body there and got the offensive foul call.
Carr bounces it over to Zach Nelson, back to Carr. Carr will come across the timeline. Again, with 1 second to go, they come across the timeline. 20 on the shot clock. Yo-yo in the dribble is Carr, hands it off to Nelson. In the corner, it goes to Jaden Jackson. Jaden, a terrific shooter, but having a hard time finding his range this year. Brunel into the lane, throws up a wild prayer that's not answered. Rebound controlled by Powell.
You know, sometimes you can sorry here as Umpeg took it quick in transition there and attacked Alex Carr off the dribble there on that left lane line, and Alex is going to get called for the reach-in call. But, you know, as we take Mitch, takes that kind of wild shot there, you know, after having such a brilliant first half, it's it's hard to be patient. You think you're going, you need to get your shots up. You know, you're feeling so good about your game. It's hard to be patient there as Mitch kind of forced one on that last possession.
He's made a couple under pressure, so he gets thinking he can make everything. And I know you've got feeling like that many times.
Yeah.
We have a full timeout. Interesting, 12:09 to go, a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 45-29, Utah Valley, 24-point halftime lead is down to 16. We'll be back in a moment.
It all comes down to this. 14 teams battle their way through the bracket for a chance to punch their ticket to the big dance. Be a part of the madness in Las Vegas, March 11th to 14th. Go all in and witness who goes home a champion at Orleans Arena. The 2015 WAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament. Tickets on sale now at OrleansArena.com.
People talk about life after college, you know, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
Understands the language and feels like he's a master there, so he's doing really good. As best you can be doing in Mozambique, Africa. I think, so.
I hate that. How much?
15.
Seattle inbound the ball, it comes to the floor. He steps back in three-point territory and then jumps a pass that is deflected, and now a foul's going to be called. Tough call there on Brendan Evans because Flora jumped in the air and he had nowhere to go with it, and he just a desperation pass, and Evans picks up the foul.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough call on the Wolverines. It's going to put Seattle to the line here in the bonus, which with all that activity from the guards, it's easy for an official to see a little bit of a contact, which could send Umapeg or Flora to the line to get them going.
It's actually at the line Powell, and he fires up an air ball. 66% on the year. He was 2 for 2 tonight, but that one was a good, that was a 15-foot free throw, and he shot it about 12 feet.
Yeah, the free throw line is definitely where Seattle University has struggled, only shooting 65% right now for the season.
Inside it comes to Brendan Evans, in the corner to Jaden Jackson, and his three-pointer rattles in. Good to see Jaden finally get off the mark with a long three, and a nice kick out there by Brendan Evans. Umapeg all the way down the lane. His pass is deflected out of bounds off of Wolverines. Seattle will keep the basketball. Wolverines have rebuilt the lead to 19. Now we move under the 12-minute mark, so we're at another timeout. So, John, we'll send it back to you. ESPN 960 UVU Sports. Wolverines lead 48-29.
People talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
I had an idea. Lots of people have ideas. But engaged learning helped me develop my idea and make it real. And now with sales over $1 million, best ever.
Back here on the campus of Utah Valley, home opener for the Wolverines as they try to defend their WAC championship they earned last year, and they're off to a good start, leading the Seattle Redhawks 48-29, led by Mitch Brunel with 22 points. And again, rebounding margins Wolverines really doing a good job against a good rebounding Seattle team.
Yeah, and the Wolverines have done a great job at taking care of the ball, against that three-quarter full court press here. They've, I think, probably 3 or 4 times they've gotten across at 26 seconds there, so flirting a little bit with that 10-second count. But again, only turned the ball over 7 times right now for the game versus Seattle used 12. So those extra possessions are definitely keeps this lead pretty open there for the Wolverines.
Ball comes into Crook, foul line extended on the left wing, hands it back to Umapeg, who will dribble to the free throw line, jumps a pass back out to Flora. He's going to fire a 3 on the way, short, no good, and Jaden Jackson will climb the ladder for the rebound. Hand it off to Carr, and Carr will walk the ball across the timeline. No pressure this time after the missed shot. Carr gives it up to Jackson in the corner. He just hit a three-pointer there a moment ago. It goes to Brunel. He looks at a 3, won't shoot it. To Carr, back to Brunel. Put the ball on the floor now to Carr. Carr looking inside to Evans, can't get it to him, so they'll go to Jackson. Jackson will hit a cutting Zach Nelson. He'll put it up and in, but take it away. They're going to call the offensive charge there. Good pass from Jaden Jackson, but he kind of led Zach right into that charge.
Yeah, I thought that call was a little soft there as
I did too.
Number 12, Cohee. Being smart, though, as a defender, you throw your head back there and try to sell the charge as much as you can. But, again, I think it was a little soft there on that offensive foul call.
I 100% agree. Cohee with it. Works against Zach Nelson. Drives into the lane. Hands it back to Flora. Flora's going to put up a jump hook with the right hand, and it's good. Counted, and he's fouled. So Flora at the line for the second time this half at a chance at the three-point play the old-fashioned way. He'll get to earn it with a free throw.
Yeah, Flora's been real aggressive this second half of attacking the rim. Have done a great job of getting himself to the free throw line. And, it would have liked Mitch to hold his ground a little bit better as Flora crossed that whack area in the key.
Free throw good. Completes the three-point play. He had 0 at halftime. Now he's got 7. You're also listening to a 30-second timeout. We also want the fans to know that not only are we on ESPN 960 with Wolverine Sports, we're also broadcasting on the WAC Digital Sports Network tonight, Holton. So we're being picked up all around the West right now.
Yeah, and I've watched a few of those games on the WAC Network in the past, and they do a great job of streaming the game. It's very clear, and what a opportunity it is for the kids that have family across the country and in different places that their moms and dads and brothers and sisters get a chance to watch them, and pretty fun thing for the kids to know that they're getting watched clear across the country.
30-second timeout. Catch up on the scoring a little bit. Dante Williams for the Wolverines has 8 points, all in the first half. Marcel Davis with 3. Matter of fact, I think Marcel started the Wolverines out with scoring, and he hasn't scored since. Mitch Brunel, an incredible first half with 20 points. He has 22 now. Zach Nelson with 5. Brendan Evans with 4, and Jaden Jackson with 3. Also Chad Ross with 3. Wolverines have shot the 3 ball fairly well, especially if you compare it to their season average.
Yeah, shooting right now 7 of 18 from the three-point line, which is just shy of 40%, whereas on the season I believe they're averaging right here just 28%. So, definitely a great sign for the Wolverines. But as I check the score, it's, down to a 16-point lead. And I think Coach Cameron Dollar called that timeout to say, hey, we got 10 minutes left. This is our final push. It's either now or never. And so definitely see the Seattle defense and their offense be real aggressive here to finish out this game.
Full court pressure. Carr with it, gives it to Zach Nelson. Zach back to Carr, still in back court, and now he'll come across the timeline, been bumped and fouled. And that's going to be number 4 if they call it on Umapig, and they do. That'll be number 4. What are the chances, Zach, after the way Umapig lit up the Wolverines last year? You would think that with 10 minutes to go in the game, he's been held to 2 points.
Yeah, you definitely feel real comfortable coming into a gym that you had 50 and be excited to play, try to match that same effort that you gave. But again, the Wolverines have done a tremendous job of making it real hard on him.
Marcel Davis dribbles to the right wing, gives it up, and it's actually knocked right back to Marcel Davis in the corner to Dante Williams. His 3 goes up and over the backboard, no good. It'll be Seattle basketball.
Yeah, they tried to get Brendan there off of a little inside screen from Zach, and Marcel just looked at it for too long and got tipped out. And forced Dante Williams to take kind of a rush three-point shot.
Out of back court with the basketball is Murray. They leave Umapig into the ball game, and now an offensive foul is on Crook. And you know what? Crook just picked up his 4th foul. So Seattle, 2 key players with 4 fouls.
Yeah, that's a big man trying to drive down to the rim, and so it's a lot of weight to stop. And Brendan did a great job of recognizing that and just held his ground throughout that entire play and, took it in the chest. And a great play by Brendan Evans to put Crook out of the game now with 4 fouls.
Adenican comes into the ball game. Shore Adenican, he's a 6'9" senior out of London, England. With the ball in back court, Zach Nelson now gets it into front court to Carr. Carr hands it to Marcel at the timeline. Again, Seattle's going to just see it patiently. How long can they stay in that zone defense with down 16? Williams to Marcel to the top key to Carr. Back to Davis. 8-9 on the shot clock. The Wolverines run time. Now to Williams in the corner for a 3. A little flat, short, skips across the irons, and Umapig picks up the rebound. Wolverines not nearly as efficient this half with the basketball. Umapig down the lane, and beautiful pass to a cutting William Powell, and Powell will lay it in. Powell now with 10 points, 6 this half, and he draws the foul with a chance at a 3-point play. Pretty assist that time from Umapig. A lot of times when you're averaging, you're your leading scorer, you start getting a little anxious. You got 2, but he made a nice dish off right there.
Yeah, he did a great job of just keeping his dribble alive as he got past Zach Nelson there, who tried to double off the ball screen, and Powell did a great job of not just standing out on the perimeter after setting the screen, did a great job of rolling to the hoop, and Umapig made a terrific pass to award his big man, so to say.
And Powell hits the free throw. He's in double figures with 11, and the Wolverines' lead is at 13. Still plenty of time. Full court pressure, and the Wolverines still in back court. Now they jump a pass ahead to Marcel Davis. Again, just beating the 10-second count. So they're getting into their offense almost every time now with about 25 seconds left.
Yeah, and Umapig made a little bit of a sneaky, risky play for him with 4 fouls there to try to poke that away from Marcel.
Miss Marcel with it, delivers it over to the right wing. Back to Marcel, now to Williams. Gives it to Ross. Ross will put up a shot, and he's fouled in the act of shooting. Just stepped just inside the 3-point line on the baseline and draws the foul, so he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Chad got a little bit in a bad situation there as the shot clock was running out. You'd like to see Dante or Marcel keep that ball as they are a little bit better of creating their own shot, but Chad did a great job of being aggressive as he knocks down the first free throw.
4 points now for Chad. He is a 67% free throw shooter on the year. Get another one, and he doesn't get the kind roll. The rebound comes to Adenican, and the Seattle can get a little closer here, down by 14. They were down 24 at halftime, so they're making a little bit of an effort. Powell will dribble baseline, lose the ball, but it goes to Umapig. He'll put up a floater, skips across the iron, no good. He's having a tough shooting night. Quickly out of backcourt is Marcel Davis. Coach Hunsaker saying, slow it down, slow it down. Maybe the Wolverines had numbers right there, but again, clock is a real ally for the Wolverines right now with 8:29 to go. Marcel Davis fakes left, goes right to the glass, puts up one, no good. Rebound comes to Seattle. Marcel got a good look at a layup, threw it up a little bit too hard.
And I like that play as well, attacking Umapig, who's got the 4 fouls.
Murray will dribble baseline, hooks a no-look pass to Adenican in the lane, and he'll throw one up the glass and kiss it in. He'll go to the line again for a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. I've said that a lot this half.
Yeah, again, Seattle's done a great job of that interior passing there, as I believe it was Flora who had attacked the rim and got a nice little dish there to Adenican, who've done a great job of pronouncing that one. But as he knocks in to finish out his 3-point play and now brings the Wolverine lead only to 11.
Adenican going to that free throw was 4 of 16 from the free throw line this year.
Wow.
And he makes that one. So things are turning around for Seattle. Down by 11 now. Taking 13 points off the Wolverines' halftime lead. Davis double-teamed in backcourt, goes to Gubler. Back now to Ross, who'll bring it across the timeline. Quickly to Brunel, will take it along the baseline, rise up above the rim, and throw it down with 2 hands, and draw the foul. Wow, what a play by Mitch Brunel.
Yeah, great job by Chad Ross of breaking that press and bringing it up with the dribble and finding the open Mitch in the corner. And Mitch saw that he had the bigger, slower Adenican on him and drove baseline and slammed it home.
Crook comes back into the game with his 4 fouls. 8:01 to go. Next whistle, we'll be going to another timeout. Brunel at the line. Free throw is good. He's got 25. Umapig sat out for a minute. He'll come back into the ball game now. Wolverines build the lead back to 14 at the 8-minute mark. Again, next whistle will send us to an 8-minute timeout. Across the timeline is Murray. Gives it to Crook. Stands at the elbow at the free throw line. To Umapig. Back to Murray. Foul line extended left side. Stands in three-point territory. Gives it to Umapig. Top the key. Fakes left. Goes right. Jumps a pass to the free throw line to Adenican. Into the corner to Murray. Murray's shot is flat. No good. Rebound comes to Mitch Brunel, who is doing everything for the Wolverines.
Marcel did a great job of chasing Umapig around 2 different handoffs and a ball screen there to force him into making a really nice pass over to Murray in the corner, but a great job of making it hard on Umapig.
With the ball is Marcel Davis. 5-second count was on, but now it's gone off. Marcel keeps the dribble alive, goes in the lane, hooks a pass to Brunel, goes up on the left side, reverses to the right, and lays it up and in.
Mitch does such a great job of remaining active, never just gets content in the corner. Did a great job of cutting to the rim, and a nice pass by Marcel Davis.
Great pass. 27 now for Brunel. Murray might have walked with the basketball, hands it to Crook. Crook hands it to Umapig, and I'm telling you, Marcel was all over Umapig. Down the lane is Murray. He'll put it up and in, count, and he's fouled. How many 2-and-1s are we getting this half? Unbelievable on the Seattle end.
Yeah, I thought Boston probably should have just let Murray go there, as Murray had the wide open lane and Boston was so late to come over. Might as well just let him have the 2 points and not give him a chance for the 3.
Timeout on the floor. You're listening to Wolverine basketball. ESPN 960. It's 54-40 for the Wolverines. We'll be back in just a moment. Back here on the campus at Utah Valley University in the beautiful UCCU Center, I'm Steve Watts, bringing you Wolverine basketball tonight, along with Holton Hunsaker. And Holton, an interesting ball game with 6:45 to go. You'd think 14's enough, but Seattle's made a nice little push here.
Yeah, again, I had mentioned before that, the Wolverines are in a tough spot. You try to just kill time. You're trying to just, let the clock take its course, as that's the only thing that's going to keep you away from winning the game, and just letting that thing run out here. But Seattle's done a great job, again, of not settling for the outside jumper, which they did so much in the first half here. They've done a great job of attacking the basket. And as you had mentioned before, you've said the three-point play, the old-fashioned play, quite a few times this second half because of Seattle's aggressiveness to the rim.
Murray trying to complete the three-point play. Free throw on the way, no good. Rebound comes to Googler. Interestingly, Seattle comes in as a 40% three-point shooting team, and they shoot a lot of threes. They're 0 of 12 from three-point line here this evening. So Wolverines are getting out on them defensively. With the basketball, top key is Brunel, and the Wolverines are going to run some time as Seattle stays in that zone defense. In the corner to Dante Williams. His three, no good, but it's tipped out by Brunel to Marcel Davis, and Brunel is just doing it all for the Utah Valley.
Yeah, if they give that rebound to Brunel, that'll complete his double-double as he's got 27 and 10 now on the night.
And they have to give that to him. He tipped the ball out to Davis. It was a controlled tip. 18 on the shot clock. Davis now to Chad Ross. I get Ross and Carr mixed up a little bit. Marcel Davis stops at the free throw line, gives it to Gubler, might have walked, throws a wild pass, but Dante Williams will chase it down on the right wing. 3 on the shot clock. Davis will rise, miss the shot. Brunel again high in the air and tipped it out to Marcel Davis.
Tremendous effort by the Wolverines on the offensive glass, and Mitch once again showing his athletic ability there to get up there and tip it back to Marcel to give him another fresh 35 seconds.
2 plays in a row, and he couldn't have controlled it. The only thing he could have done was tip it like he did, and they were controlled tips. I don't know if they'll give him credit for rebounds on him. Gubler back to the basket, 30 feet away to Brunel. Fakes right, goes left all the way to the glass. Quickly tries to scoop it up on the rim, and it's blocked away out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Utah Valley.
Yeah, this is playing right into the Wolverines' hands now, as this is going to be their 4th possession out of 1, which, taking off 30 seconds each time, 2 minutes out of the ball game is huge, as we got 5 minutes of 11 seconds left. As you point up to the shot clock, there's only 3 on the shot clock here for the Wolverines.
Yeah, ball comes into Brunel. He's going to launch a long 3. This one's no good, and that was desperation there. Finally, Seattle gets a rebound, and will bring it down court. They've got to speed up their offensive attack, and they've got to get this game a little more up-tempo, and that's hard against the Coach Hunsaker team who's leading. Here's a shot put up and in, count it, and he's fouled. Another block, I don't know, I think it's on Gubler or on Zach Nelson.
I think they got that one on Mitch there, coming over a little late, but also I believe that call was a little late as the ball had went through the hoop and bounced on the ground a couple times before the ref blew his whistle, so Coach Hunsaker not too happy with that call.
I think that's 5 2-and-1s here in the second half for Seattle. They're not making any threes the right way. They're doing it the old-fashioned way. At the line to shoot the free throw, try to complete the play is Manny. So Manny will go to the line. Free throw on the way is good, so he completes the 3-point play. His first 3s of the ball game. And again, full court pressure, and again an 11-point Wolverine lead. 4:50 to play as the clock continues to run. In back court, Wolverines now come across the timeline. Nelson give it to Brunel, baseline right side. Bring a ball all the way back out on top by the timeline to Marcel Davis. Back to Mitch Brunel, and they'll play catch. Top of the key. Marcel to Brunel. Back to Marcel, now to Zach. They're just running time. We're now at 10 on the shot clock. Mitch goes down the lane, kicked it to Dante Williams, and his 3 is good. Another good assist from Marcel on the dribble drive.
Yeah, that's a huge shot with 4 minutes left here in the game to stretch the lead back out to 14, and hopefully can get Dante going so he can make his free throws, which are going to be key down the end of the stretch.
Murray with it. Foul line extended, stands in 3-point territory, lobs it down low. Back out now to Manny. His 15-footer no good. Marcel had the rebound, poked away, but Marcel will get it back. And again, Wolverines will run time. You can bet they'll get down inside of 6 or 7 seconds before they put a shot up. Marcel Davis with it. Little pressure put on him. He'll hand it to Dante Williams, back to Zach at the timeline. Double team, kicks it in the corner to Brunel. Brunel with the dribble, brings it back to Zach. Back to Brunel. Brunel dribbles baseline. Bounces a pass down low and a whistle and a foul. Referee and Coach Hunsaker standing right in front of me, so I couldn't see what happened.
I think they both raised their arm for the foul call as well, but I think Brendan got pushed from behind by Flores. He was trying to come back to help side there on that bottom left block.
We have a timeout. It'll be our final media timeout, 57-43. You're listening to Wolverine Basketball on 960.
And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity, on the court with respect,
and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Yeah, with 27-11, it's hard to say that you can't just give his entire game tonight the play of the game.
Utah Valley on top of Seattle, 57-43 with 3:33 to go in the game. Wolverines looking like they're going to go 1-0 to start the WAC season, and that's really what you play for. You win the WAC, you got a chance to get to the NCAA tournament, the big dance. You guys came up one game short last year. What are some of your stats that you want to point out, Holton?
Well, it mentioned to start the broadcast here about Coach Hunsaker mixing up the lineup so much before these games, and you know, I've been so impressed with how Boston Gubler has handled himself out here tonight against the Seattle pressure. Only has one turnover against, you know, so many different active hands in different positions that he's been put in to bring the ball up, or excuse me, to take a couple passes in the middle as Brendan just knocks down his first free throw here. But, you know, I've been impressed with Boston's play and only a single turnover tonight.
Both free throws good by Brendan. He's got 6 points, and the Wolverines build the lead back to 16. Time's running short on Seattle. With it is Manny. Manny throws the ball away, and it's Zach Nelson with it, and they're going to call a foul on Jack Crook, and that will send him out of the ball game. He will foul out with that play.
Yeah, that's going to be a big blow for not only for Seattle's scoring ability, but just as a team in general. When you see one of your best players, you know, get it called for his 5th foul with, you know, 3 minutes left in the ball game, and you're trying to make a run against a big lead, you know, it takes a lot of wind out of your sails. So it'll be interesting to see how Seattle responds.
A nice crowd here again tonight. I mean, I'm impressed. You know, this actually the second game I've been to here, and we broadcast the first game of the year, and we had a lower bowl pretty full. It's pretty full here again tonight.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see the fans in the Valley starting to get behind UVU a little bit.
Yeah, and the Wolverines have done a great job of giving something to cheer about. An exciting game and so many exciting plays that Mitch Brunel has done as Zach Nelson misses his first shot here and goes to the line for his second. But, you know, it's been a lot to cheer for from these fans.
Free throw on the way, good by Zach. He hits 1 of 2. Zach now with 6 points. You know, Mitch Brunel came into the ball game shooting 25% from threes. And he hit his first 4 tonight. His last 2 he's missed, but they were under pressure with shot clock running down. Here's Umapig firing a 3 and tickling the twine with a long-range 3. Gives him 5 on the night.
And that cuts the Wolverine lead down to 14, which, again, 3 minutes is a lot of time when you have such a prolific scorer as Isaiah Umapig has displayed.
Wolverines are so good, though. They'll run that clock down inside of 10 seconds. It's at 19 right now. They'll pass and cut, and they almost threw the ball away. Williams threw it, and luckily Brunel saved it on the floor.
Yeah, great hustle by Mitch there to save the play for his teammate.
Here's a dribble drive and put it up and take the basket away. Williams made a nice attempt at the shot. It went in, but he's called for the offensive charge, so Seattle will get it back with 2:37 to go.
Yeah, Dante, as the shot clock was winding down there, tried to create something out of the possession and should have just pulled up for a short little jump shot. Instead, went for a little floater, and his momentum and weight got him going too far forward and drew the offensive call.
Manny with the basketball. His pass is deflected and stolen away. Manny's come in and made a couple of mistakes. Did make a 3-point play. In backcourt, Zach Nelson jumps a pass into front court of Brendan Evans. Brendan is strong with the ball. He's got it gripped with both hands tightly. Marcel Davis.
Yeah, Seattle's trying to foul there as we see Manny reach and grab Marcel. That was probably the the 4th Wolverine that he tried to grab and foul there in that possession.
It's a little early to start fouling. I mean, you're down 14, although Marcel Davis, you know, very experienced player, should be shooting free throws better, 64% on the year. Free throw miss, no good.
Yeah, Marcel's done a great job of trying to improve his free throw as the season has gone on, and form and everything looks great on his shot. Just needs to, get into these type of moments and get some confidence into his stroke.
Hits the second, so he goes 1 of 2. Marcel with 4 points. He hit the opening basket to start the ball game off, a three-pointer, and that's his first point since. Underneath on a back cut is Umapig, and he'll lay it up and in.
Great decision by Zach there, not coming over to contest the shot to give up another three-point play.
Zach to Marcel. He'll split the defenders. Down court to Brendan Evans coming in from the left side, and he's hammered and fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Wolverines got numbers, and that time they weren't going to hold back.
Yeah, I'm amazed tonight of how well the Wolverines have moved the ball in the backcourt against that pressure. I don't think the ball hits the ground 2 times, or 3 might be the max. They do a great job of hitting open guys and advancing the ball up the court.
Brendan to shoot 2. Free throw good by Brendan Evans. Brendan now with 7. He's 3 of 4 from the free throw line. And you know what? Coach Hunsaker's going to get through the night with his jacket still on.
It came halfway off there for a couple of times, and luckily it stayed on. I don't think he wanted to get that neon green dirty tonight,
When I was announcing a few years ago, I would have an over and under on the minutes of how long it would stay on. I usually said it would be off at the 7-minute mark in the first half, but there's a foul down low, and the coach is really upset at the referee and is going to get whistled for a tee. They haven't teed him up yet.
Yeah, I think Umapig curled on that screen there on the wing and tried to, free up his teammate Powell there, and got called for a moving pick, and the officials didn't quite agree with that, as that'll be 5 on Umapig there.
Well, Umapig will foul out on the play. I'm surprised that the Seattle coach didn't get whistled for a tee yet.
Yeah, the officials keep hounding him and asking him to sit down, as he tried to get into one official's face there pretty good as he disagreed with the call, but did a great job of keeping his composure, which, you'd with such a game that hasn't gone your way, and then see your best player get called on a controversial call to take him out of the game. He's definitely relieving some of that frustration right now.
Well, and I think the refs do a good job of not calling the tee. Just let's get the game over with now. It's decided. Marcel Davis across the timeline. They reach out and foul him. Again, the foul on Murray. Obviously, Marcel's getting a reputation of being the guy you want to foul on this Wolverine team, although there's several of them in the 60s. Marcel at 64%, went 1 of 2 last trip.
Yeah, and being the primary ball handler, he's definitely going to be the first guy that the University of Seattle looks to foul, as he's going to get another free throw here, as it should be a lane violation on Flora as he tried to step out. Yep, which they're going to call. Flora got confused by being in there for the rebound, and wanted to be back in the backcourt there to push the ball in transition.
So the first one was missed, the second one is missed, but he'll get a third one because of the lane violation. And now Coach Hunsaker is going to take a timeout. This is where the game of college basketball, for me, really struggled, and that is when you've got a 15-point lead and minute 40 to go, and the opposing team is committing fouls. I mean, they're not going to score 15 points in the next minute 40. This game's over, and this coach is going to, and maybe he wants to run some offensive plays and try some other things, but these last 2 minutes of games like this end up taking 20 minutes, and I'm not sure you should reward coaches for calling timeouts or fouling. Maybe it should be, if you're going to go ahead and foul, hope they miss, but then get the offensive team gets to keep the ball.
No, I don't like to disagree with you too much, but with this one I might, because this is why the basketball is so unique, and it's never over. And to a fan that wants to, step out and sees that the game is pretty much in UVU's hands here, but the way that they can call fouls and that three-point line can extend the game forever, and that's why you never know what can happen, and that's what makes the game so fun, for me anyway.
Well, I mean, it's fun for me for the most part, but I think that this game is, I disagree with you. This game is over. Free throw, here's a running jump shot by Cohee, no good. He gets his rebound back, put it up, and draws the foul from Zach Nelson. Cohee will go to the line. He missed the shot. He'll get 2.
Yeah, Coach Hunsaker not pleased with Zach Nelson's rebound effort there on that last play, as his man was the one to pick up the offensive rebound and take it right back up to draw the foul.
Free throw on the way by Cohee is good. That's 8. 64-49. Utah Valley on top by 15. 1:33 to go. Steve Watts along with Holton Hunsaker bringing you Wolverine basketball here this evening. Second shot is on the way and good. You can disagree with me as much as you want. My brothers disagree with me all the time, so I mean it's no big deal. Most people disagree with me. Across the timeline is Williams. Dribbles all the way to the baseline. Now he's held and fouled. Cohee on the reach-in gets the foul. I don't think Cohee was trying to foul that time. I think he just got caught on the reach-in. 1:24 to go, sending Williams to the line.
I'm just glad the Wolverines are on the other side of this one tonight with that they're the ones getting fouled and not having to play the extend the game type plays here.
Free throw good by Williams. He's got 12. Yeah, and I know that last year you were leading most of the time, and so they were fouling you late, so you're able to pad your stats.
Yeah, exactly. So I like the extra points. So I'm a big fan of the fouls at the end of the game.
Okay. Williams at the line. Free throw on the way, good. Williams now with 13. I like this Williams kid. The few games I've seen him play. Cohee twisting, spinning in the lane, and then uses the window softly and kisses it in. Cohee has scored 11, and he's got 9 here this half. 66-52, and they'll foul Marcel Davis again in backcourt.
You know, this is a great experience for Marcel. You know, he missed those 3 free throws before in his last trip to the free throw line, but you know, this is definitely where he's got to be the leader of this team, to want and command the ball in late game situations and then have the confidence in himself to knock down the free throws to finish them out.
Free throw is good. Pickles the twine with that one. 6 for Marcel. Interesting thing in college basketball yesterday, I was a little surprised at the Stu Morrill resignation at Utah State effective at the end of the year. Free throw on the way, good again by Davis. I say that because Davis was up there playing for Stu last year. Quickly out of backcourt, a three-point shot put up, skips across the iron, no good. Williams rebounds and is grabbed and fouled immediately. 68-52.
Yeah, you can hear some of the fans might be on your side of this one right now as you hear some boos from behind us as they would like to see this game wrap up. And then, you know, also from the rest of the league standpoint, as I'm here on my phone just kind of flipping through scores to see what the rest of the Western Athletic Conference has done tonight, you know, Coach Cameron Dollar kind of has to make a decision himself as the Seattle University hasn't made many outside three-point shots. And you know, does he want to make this a 20-point loss rather than a 15, which it could be right now?
Free throw by Williams. One guy that's happy with the fouls is Williams because he's going to the line and he's making them. He's up to 14 now. Our next broadcast is Thursday.
That's right.
Wolverines take on Grand Canyon right here. Free throw on the way. Good by Marcel.
Yeah, that should be a fun one as they went and battled Bakersfield tonight at home and came out with a 73-65 victory there for Grand Canyon.
And Holton Hunsaker and myself will be calling the game here on the radio on Thursday night. A running jumper by Cohee, no good. The fight for the rebound, taken inside, put up by Manny, no good. Tipped by Manny, no good. And the ball is knocked out of bounds by Powell. It'll be Wolverine basketball. 37 seconds to go. Again, after the ball game, we'll take a quick timeout and then come back with Coach Dick Hunsaker. And this time, Seattle's not going to foul. It's like the end of an NBA game where they're just going to dribble out the clock. Although the shot clock and the game clock are off by a second, Wolverines are going to have to shoot or just turn it over. Wolverines are going to win this one tonight, 70-52. Seattle will look for a little revenge when the Wolverines head up to Seattle in a couple of weeks. Coach Hunsaker kept his green jacket on all night. That's a plus. And this one's over. Final score here in the UCCU Center. UVU wins it 70-52. They led it by 24 at halftime after a terrific first half by Mitch Brunel. And they hold on, and Seattle made a nice push, got it down to 11 at one time. But the Wolverines push it back out to the final margin of 18. Any final comments before we send it back to the studio?
No, I'm so impressed with the Wolverines' effort tonight. They came out with high energy. It looked like they were playing with something to prove. You know, they had a pretty rough preseason, and now everyone's 0-0 in the conference. It's a fresh start, and now the Wolverines again have the target on their back as they start out 1-0 in conference play, and now undefeated on their new season.
And that's what you play for. Is you play preseason to get ready for your league play. And the Wolverines look much better tonight than what they have shown so far this year. Again, they've had a tough schedule.
Yes, they have.
To be on the road for 8 consecutive games, which included Arizona in that stretch. And then you came home and got a tough Utah State team at home, and then went to Weber State and then to Arkansas. And it's been a tough go for Utah Valley on the road. I've been on those trips for many years, and they're not easy. And so Wolverines now moved to 6-9 on the year, but the big number is 1-0 in WAC play.
That's right. It's definitely got to feel good for the guys. They've had a tough stretch with all the road travel and then also all the tough losses. And then, you know, they are known as WAC champs around the school and with their families and everyone. And so it's hard to, you know, face everyone and walk around with that losing record on their back. And now as they step up into WAC play and now have something to talk about and be proud of, and hopefully they can take this momentum and carry it through to Thursday night against Grand Canyon.
Okay, we're going to take a timeout, send it back to you, John, for maybe a 2-minute break, and then you can get it back to us. Hopefully we'll get Coach Hunsaker out here fairly quick. Thanks.
This copyrighted telecast of the Western Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the WAC Digital Network.